What is up? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing topic on the podcast Behind the Layers. I am your host, Kara Christensen, and I am so excited for you guys to join me today. I have had a few weeks off for spring break and sadly losing a family member. So I did take a little time off, but I am back and I'm excited. I'm excited for today's topic. I'm excited for all the new things rolling out in April coming up. So thank you so much for joining in. And I'm excited to hear from you guys also. I know that spring is around the corner, spring, and then soon rolling into summertime. So, lots going on. It's been really nice to not have so many, uh, this, so many cold days, so many freezing cold days. So that's been good. And sorry about that. I see I did not put you guys over here on Instagram update channel. I'm going there now. Let's go here. Copy. Oops, I did forget to do that. You're right. Thank you guys. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that. I feel like 2 weeks off has been like a lifetime. I feel like it's been a lifetime since I've been on. Did channel to provide a new stream key? I did that. So, yeah, I know. I'm trying. Let me see. Let me make sure I did that right. Copy. I did that. Go over here and coming over to this one. And did I do it right? Did I get it on there properly? I think I did. Let me make sure. I know, you guys, it's it's a lot. It's been a lot. Thank you. Hi, welcome. Hi, good to see you guys. I know it's been a long time. I feel like it's been a long time. It's only been a week and a half, but it feels like so much longer than that. So much longer than that. It does, for sure. But I'm so excited to be here. Welcome to Behind the Layers podcast, where we uncover the facts, the myths, the good, the bad, and the ugly behind the health, beauty, and fitness industries. I am your host, Kara Christensen, professional in all those worlds. Um, I have experience and professionalism in licensing and so many fields that have to do with nutrition, health, fitness, skincare, and in hair and makeup. I could not decide what I wanted to be when I grew up, so I just became a student of life, pretty much, is what that was. And I definitely, always try to do something in the realm of trying to help people discover who they are and bring out the best in them and living their best life from the inside out. So that's really been a life goal of mine, and literally from one license and schooling and degree to the next, it's me trying to figure out all aspects of life and what makes us feel confident, what makes us feel good from the inside all the way to the outside, and how to present yourself for your hair type, your skin type, your body type. So I try to bring all those elements to the table so it can help guide you to living your best life while we're here on this beautiful planet. So I'm not quite sure. I can see it, but I'm not sure why it's not connecting over here. Hey, good to see you. I know I'm back. I can't believe it feels like a million years, right? Hi, Bo. Hi. It feels like it's been so long, even though it's only been a week and a half, but I'm used to seeing you guys here 4 days a week. So it felt like forever for sure. But yes, today's topic is so exciting. I love talking about how we can get into our best shape and we can get into a good rhythm. And that really is just controlling, uh, the way that you approach your day to day. So if it's kind of like when you're starting a fresh planner for the month, right? You write down all the dates and all the things you have going on, appointments, scheduling stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's the same way when you're approaching your eating and workout regime. You're trying to start something new, put something new in motion, and you just have to tackle it one schedule, one appointment, one thing at a time. So, like, I'm always on about getting those small feats to equal those big rewards. So it's not leading you to the bottom of the mountain, but taking you one hill at a time before we reach the top of that mountain. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't know. I'm not sure why the stream key is not working out. Let me try it again. Let me try. I just closed it out altogether on Instagram. So let me just give me 1 second. Let me try this again. I'll go here. Sorry, you guys, bear with me. It is, yes. I know, I'm trying. Was this episode 46? I have to type it all back in again. There we go. I see it. I'm getting it. You guys, I got it. Okay, let me try this now. Going over here now and see if this will work. I know. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. If this doesn't work this time, then we're just going to have to pass on it this day and get back into it tomorrow. I'm trying, you guys. I know. I'm giving it a go. Whoops. No, thanks. I'm not trying to reset that password. Hi, good to see you guys. I know it did feel like forever, right? It was definitely update the channel and provide a new stream key. I already did that. So I already provided a new stream key. So I'm not quite sure why it's going to be acting like that. But let's just see if this one works. Let's just see, shan't we? So, okay, diving in. Today's topic is so good. So I thought it was kind of crafty. Spring into your summer bod. Get it? Because it's springtime going into the summer. So we're going to take that springtime because it's still a little chilly here in the mornings. It's like 40, 45 degrees. So taking the spring to build the body up that you want for your summertime reveal. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about a game plan so you can put that game plan into action. You can start it. I always like to just start things fresh, like a new month, new fresh start. You can do it however you want, whichever makes sense for you. But starting fresh and new, April 1st is coming up. And this is a great time to start your journey to your new summer bod that you want to reveal for your summertime on the pool deck or at the beach. So what we're going to talk about today is how to get there, some easy steps that might be simple in the step, but it is more about creating the flow, creating how you are going to tackle this each day, each week of the month. So it's really getting your mindset, like you have to be ready, saying like, okay, tired of this cold. I'm ready to get into it unless you're in a place that's warm all the time. So kudos to you. But getting ready to get into it, you have to be mindset ready to tackle it and doing it like you would do your calendar every month where you have new things happening. You got a schedule, maybe at work or a school schedule or a work and school schedule or a work and school and home schedule or you got children, you got a calendar that keeps up with all the stuff, right? So what we're going to talk about today is your calendar to keep up with you, your calendar to put into yourself a little self-love, self-care, and bringing your body through this spring into your summer body that you want to present. So we're going to talk about the steps and how to get there and how to do it with your age bracket. So very important because we all have different needs depending on where we are in our stages and ages in life. So we're going to talk about those things. And if you don't have a pen or pencil and paper handy, then I am going to try and put some stuff up on the screen for those of you that are watching it visually. But you can always find this on my YouTube page at Kara Chris TV. You have to put the at symbol, Kara Chris, CHRIS TV. And you can go there and find all my past episodes on there, and underneath the playlist is going to be podcast info vids. You can find everything there, or you can just simply go to live videos, which it'll show all my live videos. Sorry, you see me like massaging my back. I didn't stretch fully after my workout session today, so I apologize for that. I don't know, I'm not sure why it's not going live for some reason. With yeah, I know, I tried it twice. Streaming software is best depends on, I don't know. Maybe it'll do it I don't know. Tomorrow we'll have to jump back in on that with Instagram. Sorry, you guys. Well, I'll repost it. I'll repost today's podcast later on. So we'll handle it that way. There's always more than one way to skin a cat, as they say in the South. I don't know how many cats people are actually skinning, but I always felt like that was a very strange saying. But anyway, we're going to start out with what is the bracket that you need to be in when you're starting your intermittent fasting journey. So we have an all-encompassing game plan I'm going to give you guys today for getting your summer body ready from during this springtime. So springing into your summer body and how to get there. So this is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to I know, I'm sorry. I know. People are asking me about this. How's the sound, Bo? Since you're always so great at that. Energy drink, please. My son is going to get me some. It's been a long day, long week. And yeah, we're so blessed to have a shopping plaza not that far from us. So I can send my teenager, who is not yet of driving age yet, but I can send him on errands up there to get me things. So very nice. It's so very nice. Okay, age bracket for your intermittent fasting. The things that we are going to talk about with all encompassing your new game plan for springing into your new summer bod is going to be your eating, your meal plan, and your workout regimen. Those are the things that are going to be the most important that you need to stay on top of to get you to where you want to be. And just like anything that you approach through your month, week by week, day by day, you go through your appointments and all of the things that you have going on. This is going to be your own separate monthly plan for your self-care that you need to follow day by day, week by week to stick to the plan. And you're creating a whole new lifestyle approach. That's how this is going to go. It's all about that lifestyle approach, creating a new routine and a new thing that is going to keep you motivated, on track, and integrated into your daily life. That's the way to stay on track with it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do this for this amount of time and then, I'm going to try something else another time. Yes, of course, if this doesn't work for you, then definitely by all means try something else. Try and do something that you want to find something that works for you. But out of all of my clients that I've trained for decades now, this has been something that has truly been beneficial no matter what age stage that they are in, whatever ailments they have going on. This seems to be something that is foolproof. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. And bear with me if we have, thank you, Bo. Thank you so much for letting me know. It has been a whirlwind of the last 2 weeks. So we'll see how this first day back goes. But so far, so good. I'm going to put it out there. It's going to be a successful show. All right, let's get into intermittent fasting for your age group. And why is this important? Because our bodies are different, right? Like think about how your body was when you were 18, 20, compared to when you were in your 30s and even in your 40s and then in your 50s. So you want to make sure that you are doing what's right and what's kosher for your body, because what a 40-year-old is doing is probably not going to be the same as what a 20 or late teens are going to be doing, 18, 19. It's crazy to think that a teenager in the 18, 19 is still considered an adult. I don't know why that still boggles my mind. But I think about a teenager when someone says, like someone will be talking about, oh, it's, that person's a teenager, or there's a teenager, I have a teenager I want to train with you. And then they come in at like 19, and I feel like they're so grown. It's weird because I think about a teenager, like my teenagers, like 13, 14, 15. So I think that age, and then you see like a 19, the gap, right? It's like, it doesn't seem like that many years by the time you're 15 to 19, but it is. It's such a difference, right? In your mindset, in your body, like how everything is. So it's just made me laugh because I was thinking about a client that said, oh, I have a teenager I want to start training with you. And this person was 19, but like look full grown. And in my mind, I was like, this is not a teenager. This is an adult. So, yeah. Side note, how my brain works. That's how my brain works. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get into it. This is what happens. I get sidetracked and then I lose my time. Okay, so this is an intermittent schedule for different. Let me actually just go to the age bracket one. Right here. Let me share this one and then we'll go to that one. This is the Pinterest one. I'm just trying to pull up things that already had like a layout, so anybody that needed to take a screenshot could. And where's that one? Fasting according to, there we go. All right, this is it. Can you see it? Is it like big enough? So 18 to 25 is the eat, stop, eat. So how I like to say, let me see if I can pull it up. Are you able to pull that up, or is that just on my end? So eat, and how does that say? Fasting plan concepts of eating normally on day 1, then abstaining from food until dinner on day 2. So the eat, stop, eat, yeah, is like I'm trying to see how I explain that properly. Eat, stop, eat would be you're eating for the first day, right? And then you eat your last meal at 7. Let's just say you eat your last meal at 7. And then you don't eat again until 7 the following day. So you're getting you're going like a 7 to 7, and then I don't know how to explain it properly. So that's the one that you can do more, I guess, drastic drastic eating schedules. Like you can go into a 4-hour eating window or a 2-hour eating window and then fasting the rest of the time. It's almost like the feast and famine, where you go eating as much as you want the day before, and then you're not going to eat again until you're not going to eat that next day, and then you'll eat again the same time you ate the other day. So let's just say Monday, right? Monday, you're going to eat whatever you're going to eat in that day. And then your last meal, let's say, is 8 p.m. on Monday. And then Tuesday, you don't eat at all until the following day at 8 a.m. So that's kind of how it goes. And then you eat from 8 a.m. and then you're eating whatever that, but you can't eat anything before 8 a.m. And then you're eating anything you want for that day. And then you're going into no food the next day, and you're not going to eat again until 8 p.m. the next following day. Does that make any sense? It probably doesn't, but that's how that schedule goes. It's a little chaotic and a little all over the place, but it's a really good schedule for people that are trying to cut back on their fat, or as like this is like kind of college age. Then like if you've gained that college 15 and you're trying to lose it by the time you get into the pool, that like pool weather or beach weather, that's the way to do it the quickest, because it's manipulating your metabolic rate and it's going to keep that fat, all that stored fat, burning off for you at rapid rates rather than doing a slow roll. But that's usually like an 18 to 30. So if you're in the age bracket of 18 to 30, I would do the eat, stop, eat. But if you're in the 30 to 45 bracket, I would do safely is a 16-8, which you're using 16 hours of a fast, meaning let's say you eat from 11 to 7, right? So from 7 p.m. until 11 a.m. the next day. That would be your fasting window. So you're from 7 p.m. your last meal to 11 a.m. the next day. That's your fasting window, and then you're going to eat for 8 hours. So you're not going to eat for 8 hours. Your 8-hour window. You have an 8-hour eating window. So that's going to be your 16-8. That's for brackets 30 to 45, or you can even do a 14-10, which is 14 hours and then a 10-hour eating window. So how I start my clients is if they're in that bracket, that 30 to 45, which is mostly where my clients 30 to I'd say 30 to 75 would be my usual age bracket for the clients that come to me. But if you are in that 18 to 30 bracket and you're looking to shed those pounds and shed it quickly, I would do the eat, stop, eat. And I'll show you an example of what that looks like so you can screenshot it. But let me maximize myself again. So that schedule for if you are just starting out and you're just starting in your intermittent fasting and you are in that age bracket of anywhere from 30 to, let's say, 60, right? Anybody in that bracket can do that 16-8. But how I start off for anyone in that age bracket from 30 to 60 plus, it could be 75, it can be 80, whatever, is starting with a 10-hour eating window and then a 14-hour. So for the first week, this is your homework. This is what you would do. You would do week 1, 10-hour eating window. So let's just say you want to start eating at your first meal at 10 a.m. and then your last meal would be at 8 p.m. Okay. So for the first week, you're going to do 10 a.m. eating schedule. Start eating. That's your first meal, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now, if you want to shift that earlier, maybe you like to eat a little earlier, you can certainly do that. If you need to shift it down at any point, that's just 10 hours from the moment you put the food in your mouth to the evening time. This was kind of like a generalized time frame for my clients. So it'd be 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. that first week, right? Then the second week, you're going to move up to 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So I kept 8 p.m. a kind of a set point because a lot of people that I train with or I train, they have to get off of work and then they're coming to train with me and then they're going home. They have to make the food and then, so by the time they eat, it's sometimes 7:30. So that's why I put that 8 p.m. stopper window, but you can shift your times however you want to, as long as you are staying in that 10-hour eating frame. And that's it. No snacking or anything after those 10 hours. Second week, you're going to shrink it to a 9-hour window. So now it'd be like 11 to 8 would be your window to stay in. The third week, you're going to shrink it to an 8-hour window, which would be 12 to 8. So slowly we're starting to like push it back. Or if you'd rather eat your breakfast and lower the time frame of your dinner, totally fine. As long as you're doing it by 10-hour, 9-hour, 8-hour, 7-hour. That's going to be that month. And that takes care of that month, right? So if you're starting in April, you're going to start the first week of April. It's going to be a 10-hour eating window for that whole week. 9 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours. So that completes all of April, right? Moving into May, we would do some alternating because now you've got your body ready and you know that your body can go into a 7-hour eating window just fine. So now we're going to do a little more manipulation. So from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4, you're slowly dropping those hours off each week. So that's keeping it takes about 2 weeks for your body, sometimes 4 weeks for your body to adjust to a new schedule. So we don't want it to adjust though, because once it starts adjusting, then you hit that plateau, right? So if you notice like, oh, I've been doing this for the same, the same time frame or the same workouts or the same something, whatever it is, for 4 weeks. And then that fifth week, you're like, I'm not seeing the same results. And then the sixth week, same thing. You just keep grinding, doing that same schedule. It's because you're doing that same schedule and now your body's adapted to it. So it's expecting it. So now it's just kind of on autopilot. You have to keep switching it up. You have to change things up or it's not going to keep working for you. So getting into the game plan for springtime, spring getting into your summer body, you want to, that first week for your intermittent fasting, this is just the fasting part. Intermittent fasting, you're going to do the 10 hours of an eating window. Second week, you're doing the 9-hour eating window. Third week, you're doing an 8-hour eating window. And the fourth week, you're doing a 7-hour eating window. And then we're going to revisit it on the next month in May. So that's going to be for April. This is, remember, just for your eating schedule. You want to try and stay on it, okay? And then you're moving into your workout regime. So what you want to do in your workouts is going to be at least 3 days of strength training. You want 3 days of strength training and the rest of the days either going on a walk or a walk jog schedule where you're like walking or walk speed walk, where you're just walking for a good 3-4 minutes and then you start doing as fast as you can walks like a speed walk for 30 seconds, and then going back to your regular walk and then doing that alternating intervals. That's how I would do that. Or if you want to do a jog into a walk, that's perfectly fine. Or a sprint, whatever your level is. Just doing a sprint. What I like to do if I'm in the neighborhood is pole to pole. So I'll do like light pole to light pole as a sprint, and then I'll walk for a couple poles and then I go a sprint again. You'll find your rhythm, but you have to just keep changing it up. So for 3 of those days, you're going to just do a walk or a walk jog. Simply walking is just fine. But 3 of the other 3 days, you need to do some type of strength training. And what I want to present to you is doing some strength training that you can just do body movements, like what I like to do that's also always going to build on your core, your lower back, your arms, and really tighten things up are always planks. Is anything with a plank. You can do plank step outs, you can do plank jacks, you can do planks where you're doing mountain climbers to really shred that core up because you're always going to be working on that core and working with your arms to get your nice shape, nice cut in your arms, but also you want a nice flat tummy. Mountain climbers are the way to go for that. Or you can do the plank jack where you're in a plank and then you're just doing your feet out in the back like a jumping jack. I do those quite often, those and burpees. But those are the things that you can do for strength training that are going to keep your core nice and tight and your arms engaged and will really do almost like a whole body shed for fat because you are literally suspending your body weight horizontally and you're working every muscle to do that. So planks are an excellent exercise to do for that. And also, if you are working on glutes or toning up your legs, doing reverse squats reverse lunges and squat in the middle. So I stand up, I'm doing a nice deep squat, and then I'll step one leg back and then come back up into a deep squat, and then step the other leg back and come up to a deep squat. Ooh, that was interesting. Did you see that? It was like I turned into a shadowy figment of myself. So, yes, so those are some really good, just those two things in general. You can do those every day to start toning and tightening. So, on starting April 1st, I'm going to be back out on the deck and doing our workouts together. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. What's up? I love you too. Good to see you. They do, that's for sure. Have to stay resilient. Yes. So doing those few things are so important to your whole being because you're getting your arms in, you're getting your lats in. The suspension that you have when you're doing a plank is literally full body. So if you just did those two things, like alterations between a plank jack and a plank with what you would call high knees, was kind of like a mountain climber. So I would do plank jacks and then mountain climbers, plank mountain climbers, plank jack, plank mountain climbers, and then get up, deep squat, and then do reverse lunges with a deep squat in the center. That's a full body workout. You can do in intervals. You can do 30 seconds and then 30-second rest, or you can do 40-second push and 20-second rest, whatever level you're at. But doing them, at least you want to do 5 sets of each of those things. So 5 sets of let's say you're going to do plank jacks. So 5 sets of plank jacks. You want to do 5 sets of maybe whatever that is you want to do, 40 seconds and 20-second rest, or 1 minute push and 1 minute rest. So you're doing 5 sets of that, 5 sets of plank jacks, and then 5 sets of mountain climbers, and then 5 sets of the squat and reverse lunge. So I would do them for me, I would do it for a minute each and then a minute rest. So I would do a minute push and then a minute rest. Um, oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second. I heard you. Hi, you guys. Sorry about that. I have somebody going crazy on my at my door. So, always great to catch your lives here. Hi, I know. I can't believe I haven't seen you in a while. This is my first day back in a couple weeks, so I'm trying to get all my bearings. It's been bananas around here. But yes, so going from the first thing I told you about intermittent fasting into the workout schedule. So 3 days of strength training, 3 days of walking or some type of movement outside or inside. It doesn't matter, whatever. You could do the walking pad, like you guys know I'm a big fan of, or you can do some Pilates inside your house. Whatever it is, just make sure you're doing some type of movement on the other 3 days, and then you have your day of rest. So you're gonna have your intermittent fasting, plus you're gonna be doing this this workout, this new workout plan. And then amongst it all, you have to make sure you are drinking enough water, eating enough protein, and eating enough fiber, because you want to be able to fill those muscles up. You want to keep them nice and strong. You want your body to be working for you all the way around the clock. So you want to be making sure that you're doing all the things necessary to make every second work for you. So even when you're not working out, you want your body to still be in optimal running performance. So if you eat your proteins and your fiber is going to get all of that yuck out of your body. You guys remember, I'm always talking about the sponsor I had with Metamucil. You drink it 1 time a day. It is safe on all of your body, your organs, and it's not going to give you any mayhem inside. And it will pull all of that. It's psyllium husk. So it goes through kind of like a trash collector. It collects all the junk, the trash, the garbage that's inside that needs to come out, and it moves it out for you. So you're not holding on to all that nasty stuff. And especially if you know that you don't eat enough fiber in a day, it is a really great source of fiber, and it's very yummy. It tastes very good, and it's safe for kids. So I know a lot of kids don't eat enough fiber in the day, but those are the ways to keep your body running the best, feeling its best, because you don't want to carry around all that extra waste all the time. So eating enough fiber to get it out, or taking something like Metamucil so you can move that stuff out of your body. Keeping your protein high because you want to keep your muscles nice and full and feeding into the muscles as you're doing your strength training. And also, when you have that extra protein, your body is burning more fat around the muscles because it's synthesizing that protein and it's getting a good dose of hard work in there, because it takes a lot longer for your body to break down the protein. So if you are doing those things and drinking your tea, you guys know I'm all about that antioxidant, drinking the green tea, oolong tea. Those teas are really good for your digestive system, your gut, your overall well-being. It's got so many antioxidant wonderful benefits in both of those teas. White tea too, so white tea, green tea, and oolong tea are my go-tos. Those are some of the best teas that you can have that are going to be great for your body and great for your growth and great for just also getting you by that hunger craving that you might have when you're trying to do your intermittent fasting. So definitely keep those in your repertoire. But to stay on track, you want to make sure you're doing a good schedule that you stick to. You have to carve the time out. If you just throw it out there and be like, oh, yeah, I'll do it, without scheduling it in and integrating it into your life, you're not going to stay on track and you're not going to stay successful. You have to integrate it into your life the same way that you would put your monthly calendar together for all of your things that you have going on in the month. You want to do the same thing for your self-care. So you want to carve out that time for you to get your workout in. Carve out that time for you to get your walk in. Carve out that time for you to prepare your foods for the week. So I know for my clients to stay on track, they need to have food prep. Food prep is a huge part of staying on track with your new journey. So when you have the things at your ready to grab, then you will be less likely to grab the other things which you shouldn't even have in your pantry anyway. But if you have kids like I do, sometimes you got some snacky foods in there, but you don't want to not have the things that you really need ready and washed and ready to go. Because when you do get hungry and it is your time to eat, the last thing you might want to be thinking about is, man, I have to wash this and I have to cut it up or I have to cook it. So really setting some time for food prep. Maybe Sundays is a day that's good. That's the day that I do it. And I get the groceries and the things that I need for the week. And then I go ahead and prep it up, cut it up, wash it, all the things, and get it ready for my week so I don't have to think about it. And that way it keeps me on track. And it really is a lifestyle change. You have to approach it like that. If you approach it like, oh yeah, I'll just work it in, you're always going to be in the back burner. It's not going to happen. And if it does, it'll be once in a while. And that's not enough to get you on track to where you need to be to see a big difference, a big change, right? Because it has to be something that's consistent. You're consistently working on, consistently giving yourself that time and that space to just focus on your well-being. And I don't think enough people do that. They just feel like, oh, I'm just going to get a workout in here. Maybe I'll make time tomorrow or whatever. This never ends up on the schedule. It never ends up on that monthly, day-to-day plan that most people have when it comes to work and putting in their events or the things that they have to attend or go to or whatever, what have you. The workout and the self-care does not end up on that schedule for a lot of people because they just kind of wing it. But when it comes to your health and it comes to your well-being, you should definitely pencil your time in, because that is going to be what keeps you on track and keeps you successful at it. And then it becomes an integrated part of your life, and it's that lifestyle change. So it doesn't feel so much like a fad diet or something that's temporary and then next week it's going to be something different. The only thing that should change is maybe your eating times, maybe your workouts for sure, but always having the time carved out for yourself is going to be the way that you are successful in this journey. You cannot get successful by winging it. That has never been a great business plan for anybody ever that has a successful business. You don't just like, you know what? I'm just going to wing it. I mean, I don't know. I should be writing these things down, how to manage a book, manage my books, or manage this, but I'm just going to wing it. Says no one who's successful in business. So if you want to be successful in your health, you have to do it that way. You have to carve the time out and make it a schedule. Make a schedule. Remember, we're going to start in April. Starting in April, so you get a fresh start, a fresh take on it, and then you start your April journey. So a recap. The first week, you're going to start into that 10-hour eating window, whatever your 10 hours is going to be. But for my clients, how I usually start it is at 10 a.m. to an 8 p.m. And then the next week, it will go to 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So depending on how your schedule ebbs and flows, that's how you just want to adjust your window. As long as it's a 10-hour window the first week, a 9-hour window the second week, an 8-hour window the third week, and a 7-hour window on that fourth week of April. Okay? That's how it's going to taper down. So your body is going to get more adjusted and it's going to be ready for what's to come in May. And in May, we're going to do more time frame manipulation to really start watching that fat melt off. Not that you won't see anything in April, because you will, just from doing those time crunches on your on your eating window, but especially because you're going to be incorporating 3 days of strength training and then 3 days of walking. And then you're going to rest on the 7th day. But 3 days of strength training, 3 days of walking. Remember, strength training could just be all body weight. And like I said, doing anything plank, and then doing deep squats with an alternating lunge, and literally all body weight stuff. There are so many videos. I can post up some stuff for you guys if you don't want to go to my channel at Kara Chris TV, but doing a schedule where you're gonna pencil it in. Maybe you want to start a new kickboxing class, or there's some classes at a local gym that you see that you want to do. Get on the schedule. Make sure there's 3 that are strength training. You want to do 3 strength training days for sure. And then 3 can just be whatever cardio driven days. But if it's just simply a walk and you're doing workouts from home for your strength training, perfect. You don't have to go to a gym to do those things and to stay on track. And remember, what you're also going to be incorporating more healthy style options. We're going to cut out the sodas for the most part of the day, for the most part of the intermittent fasting days, cutting out sodas or sugary drinks. If you want to do like flavored waters or your teas, like I said, anything you can do to cut back on the sugar. So that's going to be another main thing that you're going to do in April. Okay. We're going to do anything you can to cut back on your sugars. Carbs, I'm not so worried about, but it's the sugars and fried foods. So those are the only 2 things I would adjust: adding protein, adding fiber, cutting out those refined sugars, and cutting out any kind of like sugary drinks or any, because you're just drinking. It's pretty much like drinking a cake, like drinking cupcakes. Like you are literally drinking that much in sugar when you're taking down a can of soda, any kind of soda, Sprite, Coke, Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb, whatever it is. Drinking that, you might as well just go have a big old hefty piece of pie or piece of cake and some ice cream. And that is what you're taking out. So think about it. Any of my clients that have taken just the one element out, maybe it's like a sweet tea, or they drink like lemonade with real sugar, made with not real sugar, but the white bleached sugar, any kind of sweet drink. If you can take those things out, maybe you have 5 a day. Let's try and at least cut it back to 2 a day. Anything you can do, maybe make that first week cutting out at least 1 or 2 of those drinks. And then the next week, taking away a little more. Anything refined sugar. Maybe you have Debbie treats, or like something that's, not great, ice cream every night. Maybe you try to cut back on that. on that first week, and then slowly start taking those sugary foods out and the snack foods out during that first month that you're going to be doing your intermittent fasting and your new workout schedule, right? So you're adding protein. You want to up your protein game, whether that's going to be in like a protein shake, or you're just starting to eat more fish, or you're starting to eat more chicken or beef, whatever it is, adding more protein, adding more fiber, or drinking the Metamucil, which is a fiber supplement, adding those things, and then also taking out those refined sugars and those fried foods. So refined sugars and fried foods, you're going to try to reel that in all through April because you're getting into your summer body. So you want to really start tightening up. You want to start changing the dynamics of your body, your muscles. You want to get rid of all those dimples and fat pockets and all of that stuff that your body does not want to store naturally. We need to get it out of there and not keep adding to it. So doing your intermittent fasting, doing your 3 days of strength training, and then 3 days of cardio or just walking, and then adding protein and fiber and taking out those refined sugars wherever it is. If you're eating it in snacks, if you're having it in your drinks, whatever it is, give yourself that challenge and say, April is going to be the time I'm going to get it together. I'm going to do what I can. Have some other things readily available. Like, what do you like to eat? You like carrots? Do you like celery sticks with peanut butter on them? Do you like trail mix or anything like that? Anything that is going to be more healthy, that is readily available for you to eat rather than chips. No, like peanut butter crackers, or I don't know, whatever you might have that's a snacky food, especially not candy. You definitely want to stay in the realm of being healthy and finding healthy options to have as your snack food while you're snacking. Remember, we are rolling into getting that summer body and revealing the best body that you've had in a long time. And it really is these simple guidelines to follow, but you have to integrate it into your life. You have to put it on the schedule and make sure that you stick to it. You have to stick to it. So, making sure you're making those little tweaks in your food range. Maybe you want to have Sunday is like your cheat meal. Maybe you want to go and have that big burger and french fries. I'm not even saying you don't take burgers out. No, I'm just saying refined sugars, any of the sugary foods, and then the bad snacky foods like boxed Little Debbie stuff, any of that stuff. You just want to replace it with some healthier options, apples, some fruit, pineapple, cherries, whatever the fruit you like. Whatever the fruit you like. That's funny. And then you're going to do your added protein and you can add protein by eggs. You can add protein by beans. You can add protein by, like I said, doing the shake, the protein shakes, or and then adding the fiber. So adding those two things and taking that refined sugar out, getting in that intermittent fasting window, and also adding those 3 strength training sessions with your 3 cardio, just movement, any kind of movement sessions per week. So that is going to be your combination for success, and that's going to get you there. Let me see. Very knowledgeable about what you preach. I hope your subscriber really and take your advice because it's just going to benefit them. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's true. It really is it sounds like a simple game plan, but if you don't write it into the script, it's going to get overlooked. And then you're going to be like, oh, I don't know, I got too busy today. But if it's on your to-do list of the things that you have to tackle, like, okay, I need to get 30 minutes of walking in today. I have 10 minutes right now. Let me go out and get my 10 minutes in. And then you can do 5 minutes here and then 10 minutes there. Like, however you have to piece it up, but piece it up and make it happen. You have to make it happen. Otherwise, you're going to overlook it. And then there goes your day and there goes you trying to get on track and making this your new journey, making this your new way of life. Okay, let me go to okay, I didn't break all the way down. So if you're 18 to 25, you do the eat, stop, eat, which I talked to you about earlier. So if you are, sorry, let me go back to it. If you are 25 to 35 in that 10-year bracket, you want to do the 14-10 intermittent fasting. So that's 14 hours of the fast and then 10-minute eating window, which is what I start with anyway. So that's the 14-10, which is 10 hours of an eating window and 14 hours of your fast, of the fasted time. If you are 35 to 45, you want to do an 18-6. That's going to be your sweet spot, is the 18-6, which is what we would get into when we hit that next month. So if you're just starting out, if you've already been intermittent fasting and you're already a part of that journey, then I would just jump right into the 18-6 for for April, for the start. But if you're just starting out, bare bones, never done intermittent fasting before, I would start it like I do it for my clients. First week 10 hours, second week 9-hour eating window, third week 8-hour eating window, fourth week 7-hour eating window. And then May, we will start on a whole new journey. This is just preparing your body that you don't need food all the time, that it's giving it more time to fast, and preparing and getting rid of that. Sometimes your body is just constantly putting the acid into your stomach, ready to break down all that food. So it might be a little shaky that first month of getting your body to readjust and not keep dumping that acid into your stomach and ready for the food, because you're not going to have food in there. So it might make you a little wheezy, maybe a little, I don't know if nauseous feeling. It could make you nauseous feeling at the start, and that's because of that acid in your stomach. No other reason. Usually just breathing through it and drinking some water or some lemon water is going to get you through it. Maybe doing some movement, walking around, that'll get you past that feeling of that first few weeks if you are having that. I've only had a few clients that have had that, but they ate pretty bad for a long period of their day. They ate pretty bad for many, many years. So if you're not that bad, if you are, you'll get through it. If you're not, if you don't have that, then great for you. Kudos to you. So going through, so 35 to 45, 18 hours of fasting, 6-hour eating window is going to be your sweet spot. 45 to 55, you might be shocked by this, but 45 to 55 is your sweet spot for losing ample weight, is going to be a 4-hour eating window, and the rest is going 20 hours of a fast. Did I say that right? Yeah, 20 hours of a fast. 20 hours of a fast, 4-hour eating window. That's going to be your sweet spot of losing rapid weight, and that is 45 to 55. So anywhere from 56 and on, you want to do a 16-8. So that's 16 hours of a fast, 8-hour eating window. So if you really want to drop that weight, you're in that 45 to 55 bracket, and you really want to see big changes happening, you're going to work your way to that 20-hour fast and a 4-hour eating window, which you will do if you start priming your body, like I told you, with that 10, 9, 8, 7. So 10-hour eating window, 9-hour eating window. You can even bump those up if you're ready, but like, let's just say you start April 1st, right? And by April, I don't know, 5th, you're ready to jump into that lower eating window. Or maybe you already eat in that lower window and you were looking to, see some pounds move and see some fat go off this out of your body. Maybe the scale doesn't move much because you're doing your strength training still. But if you want to see your body start feeding more on the stored fat that you have, you want to move into only in the 45 to 55 range. You want to move into that 20-hour fast and a 4-hour. So I would alternate that. I would do a day where you're doing just a 16-hour fast and an 8-hour eating window, and then go into a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window. And then you can even go back to like a 14-hour fast and a 10-hour eating window. So kind of manipulating, making sure you get at least 3 days where you're doing that 20-hour fast and a 4-hour eating window. You don't want to eat for 40 hours. No, that's a lot. That's a lot of food. So let's see let me see what I'm moving into over here. These are 6 examples. I'm going to share this screen with you. And these are 6 examples of the eating schedules that I would suggest depending on what you're looking to do. If you're looking to drop weight fast, this is kind of where I would go into this realm. So it depends on what your journey is. If you're trying to slow roll it, right, staying in this 16-8, or if you're 55 plus, staying in this range right here, this 16-8 is going to be your sweet spot. Let me move it up a little bit. So this 16-8 is going to be where you want to be. Okay. So you got, this is a good, if you want to screenshot this, you guys can. This is a really good method right here. If you want to stay in that 16-8, this is something that's good for the age bracket of 30. You can do 30 to 45, 18, anywhere from 18 to 75 can benefit from this right here, this 16-8. This is where your body is going to really thrive because you are giving it 16 full hours to fast and only 8 hours that you're using to feed it. So, especially if you're taking out those refined sugars, you're adding that protein, adding that fiber, like I said, and you're trying to diminish the snacking or at least make it to where you're snacking on fruit, or vegetables, or like raw nuts. Those are the things that I would stick with. I would definitely not be reaching for any bags of chips or anything. If you really want to give yourself a great go at it, then this is how I would do it for the month of April. I would really try and hone in on how I'm going to approach my day to day. What if we know we're only eating that 8-hour window, when are we going to start? What are we going to have for the day? Really come up with a good game plan. I like to put my clients on a separate calendar that is just for self-care. That separate calendar is only for them and their self-care, which means, okay, now we know that we're going to do an 8-hour window, right? So we're going to start at 9 or 10 o'clock, whatever time you're going to have. What are you going to have at 9 or 10 o'clock? Are you going to have half a grapefruit and some bacon and eggs? Are you going to have half an apple with some oatmeal and eggs, or toast with avocado, with grain toast and avocado? Like, what does your first meal look like? What does the second meal look like? Are you going to have a full lunch, or are you just going to have a little snack? Or is this going to be your lunch is going to be like your biggest meal of the day? You have to decide what works best for your flow and for your lifestyle, and then start to slowly build. Sometimes it's just like, trial and error. You're not going to know until you know. So sometimes you might be like, oh, I planned to have this big meal at lunch, but I'm not really that hungry. So maybe I'll wait a little bit longer and have that big meal later. So you've got all those 8 hours or 10 hours, whatever you're starting with. You have all those hours to play with and see what works for you and what doesn't, and kind of go off of your own lifestyle and your pattern. But I would do 16-8 is for everybody. 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours eating window is good for everybody. Now, you guys heard me talk about the age brackets before. So that is if you are trying to lose weight and you are trying to get healthier and lose more fat from your body. Those age brackets you're really going to want to weigh in on. This is a generalized right here, healthy, good for everyone, right? Is the 16-8 method right here. Then you might want to go, this is the one I told you we wanted to start with in April, is the 14-10. So this is the one that I said I would start with my clients that are beginners, that are just starting out with their intermittent fasting, that are used to just eating whenever, whatever, from the moment they wake up until they literally before they go to bed, having their last snack, which can sometimes be 18 hours of eating. So this is a great one. If you want to screenshot this is where we're going to start. Remember, you can change around and play with whatever time frame you want, but as long as it's a 10-hour window, you want to stay in that 10-hour window. Okay, and then we're moving on. This is going into so this is what I was talking about, the start, stop. Okay. This is mainly something I would do either for the 45 to 55 age bracket or the youngers, like 18 to 25. Okay. So either 18 to 25 or 45 to 55. I know it's crazy that the time jump in the age, but when you're 45 to 55, women are going through perimenopause, menopause, men are going through menopause. So that's when your testosterone's dropping, that's when your estrogen is dropping, and that's when you're having some big changes going on in your body. So it's okay to do the method like this, which is the start stop or going longer. You're actually going to feel better and boost those hormones because your whole health, get this, everything that operates in your body, all of your health wise, which is your mentality, your clarity, your physical health, all depends on your hormones being in balance. So that's why when you're in that younger bracket, you have no problems with that. But when you hit that 45 to 55 bracket, your hormones can be a little out of whack. So that's why the longer that you can fast during those times, the more your body can produce those hormones naturally and get it more in balance and get your body more in balance because you're spending less time shoveling food down in your face and you're spending more time for your body to do what it needs to do, which is now it has to work extra hard on producing X, Y, and Z, right? Now you need more of this, less of that. So your body is harder at work with all your symptoms for perimenopause and with all your symptoms that you've got going on as a man when your testosterone goes down, how many things that affects. So your body is extra at work in that 45 to 55 year bracket. So that is why you're able to go back to that 18 to 25-year-old bracket of the eating, the intermittent fasting, the 20 and 4. But this is what they call the 5-2 method. So it's where you're eating 5 days and then 2 days you're not eating at all. So let's just say first day, Monday. Let's say it's Monday. You got your normal eating schedule, which I would still do a 10-hour window, whatever your window, 10, 9, or 8, whatever you're in. Get that window. And then you are not eating at all the next day until the third day is when you're going to start your window again. And then the fourth day, you're going to do your window again. And then the fifth day, you're not eating it at all. And then the sixth and seventh day, you're back to your window. So I really like to manipulate and play around with the time frames on the eating days just to keep your body a little, just to keep your metabolic system manipulated so it doesn't get used to the same time frame. So this is a really great method. Remember, this is something you would do from 25 or 18, anywhere from 18 to, I would say, 25. And then I would catch this back again from like I would say even in your 40s, 40 to 55 is where I would kind of cut this one off. And that's the 5-2, which also you could do the 20-hour fasting and 4-hour eating window. So I know I'm throwing a lot of options at you, but I'm going to break it down to something simple after I go through the rest of this. Let's see. These are all methods that will work for anyone, but you just want to be cautious about, you just want something that's going to be effective for you and your age range, that's going to be the most effective when you're going into a new lifestyle change. You want something that you know is attainable, sustainable, and effective, right? You want to make sure you're getting the best out of the deal, which is where I am here to kind of give you that breakdown. But I will post these up also on my socials. I'll take the pictures of it and post it up so you guys can have that. For those of you that are listening on audio and not able to do the screenshots, I'll still post them up. But this is really great information for you to have, for you to also learn, hey, I've been doing this other method. No wonder it's not working great for me because that's not my age bracket. So my body's not going to respond the same. You see what I'm saying? It's all broken down in a way that scientists and doctors have done studies over the years. So many different people in different age brackets giving them the same type of food, the same type of intermittent fasting schedule. And that's how they've broken down to age brackets and which bracket is for you. It's important to know that. I feel like it's going to be the difference between how much uh, improvement you see in the amount of time than if you weren't eating for the bracket that you're in, right? Or you weren't using the schedule that your body needs. So this is alternate day fasting. This is what I tried to explain earlier, but it's harder to explain verbally than it is to see it in a schedule. So if you do want to take a screenshot of this, this is going to be, so you eat it, you do it like this. So from 12 a.m., which most people are sleeping, to 7 p.m., remember you can fluctuate with these time frames. You're in your normal eating schedule. So until 7 p.m. after you wake up, going through your day, you can eat whatever till 7, then you cut it off, right? So from 7 p.m. to 12 in the evening, you're going to do your fasting. But most people don't wake up, from 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. the next day. So from 7 p.m., most people don't calculate, is what I was trying to say. The fasting, they think you're just fasting for 20 hours of your day, but you're including your sleep hours. So it's not that bad when you think about it, when you're including your sleep hours too. So 7 p.m., right? That night, when you're not eating anymore, and then you don't eat again until 7 p.m. the next day. And then from 7 p.m., all the next day you don't eat until 7 p.m. the following day. I know. That's why I said screenshot it. It's so much easier to stick to when you can screenshot it and see how that works. But this alternating day fast is going to be your fastest way to drop rapid weight and to also get your body's levels in check, to reset your digestive system, to get that clarity in your mind, to get your energy levels back, to get your libido back. This alternate day fasting is a fast track. So if you wanted to really up your ante, let's just say you have an event you want to go to, or you're just like crunch time and you really want to see a difference in your mood, in your skin, your hair, your literally every part of your being, your gut, all of it. Losing weight showing lost lbs on the scale, this is going to be your go-to. This is the alternate day fasting, is what a lot of celebrities do to get into their outfits or preparing for a photo shoot or an event they have coming up. This alternate day fasting is the way to do it. I'm going to let you guys screenshot that so you can have that. And then we're going to move on to the next one is Eat, Stop, Eat. This is the one I was having the most trouble explaining to you guys what this is. So let me talk about the Eat, Stop, Eat. Whoops, sorry. Let me go back to, all right, here we go. So there, let me come back over to you so I'm not blurry. Okay, the Eat, Stop, Eat. This method involves fasting for 24 hours once or twice a week. This is that 5-2 method that I showed you earlier, which means 5 days you're eating normal and then 2 days you're not eating at all. So like Monday, let's just think about it like Tuesday and Thursday. Maybe those are the days you want to choose, right? So you still have your weekends to socialize and do whatever. So pick something that's going to fit into your schedule that you know is attainable, right? You want to pick days that you know that you can make it happen. Like maybe those are your busiest days at work, so you're not going to have as much time to eat food anyway. So maybe you want to pick the times like that. Don't worry about the energy levels, because your energy levels will get a boost. When you're going that long without fasting, your body kicks into overdrive around the 17th to 19th hour, and you really have this crazy boost of energy and mental clarity, and you wouldn't believe. So don't worry about that energy boost. You will get that energy boost, and you don't need it from food. Especially, I'm talking to the ones who can look down and see that your body has plenty to feed off of. Those are the ones I'm speaking to. So the Eat, Stop, Eat is the 5-2 method, pretty much. You're allowed to drink water and 0-calorie drinks during this fasting period. This can help you cope with feelings of hunger. So, like those flavored waters or like the sparkling waters that are flavored, you can have those. You can have, like I said, the oolong, white tea, green tea, coffee. Just don't want to put any creamer in your coffee. You can put like monk fruit or stevia to sweeten it, but no creamer. You don't want to put any creamer, no dairy into your fasted stomach. So, you're going to do water, you're going to do those flavored water drinks, you can do lemon water, you can do your apple cider vinegar cocktails, you can do your teas, your herbal teas, green tea, oolong tea, white tea, those types of things. You do not want to do juices. You're not trying to do apple juice or orange juice or anything like that. Those are high in sugar. Thank you so much, Hal. Appreciate that. Thank you. And then yes, you want to make sure you're getting enough liquids, because that is going to be huge for keeping the headaches away, or what they call fasting flu. So if you are starting to feel a headache and you know you haven't had enough liquids for the day, take some sea salt or Himalayan salt and crack it into your water and drink that down. Or you can even put it into your warm tea so it'll dissolve better. But make sure the grains dissolve so you can drink it down, and that will give you a boost of electrolytes. That will save you from feeling like ugh and like drained and tired and those things. A lot of that is not because you're fasting, it's because you're dehydrated. Remember that. It's not because of the fast, it's because you're dehydrated. Your body is dehydrated and you need some of those electrolytes. So that's a quick way to get it without adding any calories or anything else to your body, and still allowing it to keep doing what it's going to do. Okay. And so let's see. This method might not, oh yeah, you should know this, not be safe for people with certain medical conditions like diabetes or eating disorders. You don't want to do any of this. If you have an eating disorder, I meant to say that. If you are somebody who has struggled or suffered with bulimia or anorexia, you don't want to mess around with these without consulting your doctor, because we want to make sure you're not consuming or bringing on another style of eating disorder. This is for getting your body in shape, for lowering your insulin levels, for bringing your fat levels down, your BMI down to a healthy level in your healthy bracket. So this is not for people that have any of those eating disorders for sure. Let me see. So remember, if you are starting to feel fatigued and you're doing your intermittent fasting, or you're trying to do that eat, stop, eat, or the 5-2 method, which is eating 5 normal in a window, 5 normal eating days in your window, not all day, in your window, and 2 days where you're not eating at all. If you start to feel fatigue, it's because you're more than likely dehydrated. So you want to drink as much water or any of those like flavored waters or any kind of liquids that you can get down that do not have sugar in them, unless you put monk fruit in it yourself. Like if you make a lemon water and you put monk fruit or stevia plant to kind of give it a little bit of a sweet, or if you're going to drink coffee is going to be dehydrating, I would just not even go there. But the tea, like the white tea, green tea, oolong tea, any of those are great. Do not put honey in the tea, because that's also going to break the fast. So you want to stay in that fasted state. And if you are still feeling like you're getting a headache or you're feeling very drained of energy, make sure you crack that sea salt or Himalayan salt in your water or your tea and drink that up fast. And that hydration will give you a boost of energy and you will feel so much better. It is mainly because you are dehydrated, which also works even when you're not doing fasts. You could crack that salt into your water. Let's see, eat, stop, eat. We already did that. 24 hours, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Moving on to, now remember, this podcast is going to be up on my, oh, that was all 6 methods. Oh, okay. Great. Perfect. We did it. This podcast will be up on my YouTube page and on Facebook, but it will be under my live videos or under the podcast Behind the Layers at Kara Chris TV is where my YouTube channel, or all my channels are, at Kara Chris TV. You have to put the @ symbol on YouTube, otherwise it takes you, I don't know, somewhere else. But it's going to be stored there if you guys missed this information or you want to learn your game plan for April and springing and using spring to get your summer body ready, go back and watch all of this episode so you can get all the know-hows, the ins and outs, the do's, don'ts to get you on that successful track and how to stay successful by integrating it into your life on the schedule, getting it on the schedule. That is key, getting it on the schedule. You have to get it on the planner. Otherwise, it's just going to be wiped to the side and then, on the back burner. And you're trying to make self-care something that is a part of your daily life, that makes you a part of taking care of yourself and putting you in a priority space. Because most of the time we leave each other off of those daily calendars and we check all through, okay, we did the work, we made this thing happened at 11, we went to this appointment at this time, and then where did you pencil yourself in? Some of you do, but many people don't. And to be successful, you have to have a game plan and how to put it into motion. So I'm also talking about how to do intermittent fasting from your age brackets, which is going to work the best for you, how to get down in weight the quickest, and some simple exercise moves that will help you with your strength training to keep your full body on point. And those are the things you want to integrate into this next month leading up into April. So make sure sharing is caring. Share this with somebody that you know will really benefit from this information. Maybe they've lost their way. Maybe you've lost your way. Maybe you guys want to do it together, because this is really fun to do when you have somebody kind of cheering you on. You guys kind of hold each other accountable. It's really great to have that. It's really hard on relationships or for people that aren't self-motivated to start something new and not have someone in their corner. So trying it together is going to be the best way. Everything together is better. So if you have a friend or a coworker, then you can say, hey, I just watched Behind the Layers podcast, and this nutritionist and health guru is on there talking about how the game plan to get our bodies back in 1 month. So it doesn't matter if you've been off for decades. Okay, this is the way to start that train moving and get your metabolism. And maybe you got a thyroid that you thought was on its way out. You're going to re-stimulate your thyroid. You're going to re-stimulate your metabolism. You're going to get a better gut system. You're going to rebalance your hormones. Even if you are in perimenopause or menopause, you're going to rebalance those hormones. You're going to up your ante on your libido. You're going to get your testosterone boost. You're going to get your estrogen boost. You're going to do all of the things your body really needs to run in its optimal performance by listening to this advice that I gave you and starting a new fresh game plan for your April month. So let's make April your month to start getting back on track so you can be living your best life by the time that the beaches are open and the pools are open and you're ready to reveal the new you in 2025. And that is a very possible. And remember, nothing I spoke about just now had anything to do with spending any extra money, not one penny. You can get on track. You can make this lifestyle change, and you can be the best version of you in just a month. 2 months coming up to the beach, you're going to be a whole new you if you just take all the advice that I just gave you, create a game plan, get that game plan ready for April. So starting April 1st, that's going to be your day of attack. And it is going to be a new you, and it's going to be a nice seamless flow as long as you do it like I said in the previous parts of this podcast. So make sure you go back and watch this from the beginning, save this podcast to your list, share it with others that you might want to join in, and you guys make this a fun thing for April and reach your goals. And I'm going to be here Tuesday through Fridays to talk about anything you need to. If you want to ask me a question directly, you can do it through the messenger on Instagram, Facebook. You can leave me a comment on YouTube. You can message me on TikTok or X, and I will get back to you. But you can email me directly at Behind the Layers Podcast, all spelled out, Behind the Layers Podcast at gmail.com. And you can give me ask me any questions you want. If you have any questions about your journey, particularly All my expertise is right here for you guys to tap into, or if you have a subject or topic you'd like me to uncover here on Behind the Layers pod, where we uncover the facts, the myths, the good, the bad, and ugly in the health, fitness, and beauty industry. So, you guys, until tomorrow, I hope that you took some notes. If not, make sure you go back and watch this. It's going to be on YouTube for sure. It's going to be under my live videos, or it will be under Behind the Layers podcast on my YouTube. And that's at Kara Chris TV across all platforms. At Kara Chris TV. So I really appreciate you guys being here today. Thank you both. Thank you. Love you too. You guys are great. Thank you so much for always being here to support. And I'm back, baby. I'm back on track, and spring break's over. So we have a lot of great topics coming up, and I hope that you guys can get started with maybe thinking out your game plan and how you're going to attack it for April, because I believe in you and you need to believe in yourself, and you should definitely pencil yourself into that schedule that you have going on each and every day throughout the weeks, throughout the months of the year, because you're important and self-care is important. And if you don't take care of you, how can you take care of anything else? So until tomorrow, I will see you guys then. We're going to start at a 2:00 time frame tomorrow. So from 2 to 3 tomorrow. And we'll have some more great topics for the rest of the week. And until I talk to you tomorrow, I'll see you then. I hope that you live a wonderful, beautiful, happy day. And I'll see you then. Bye.